Welcome back everybody, my name is Nick930 and today we're taking a technical look at Ghost Recon Wildlands. Now this technical look is going to be done on the PC right now, and I'm going to be running this with a GTX 980 Ti with an i7-6700K processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and I installed this on a HDD. I did not install this on my solid state drive, though I urge anyone who wants to try this game out to install it on their solid state because the load times for this beta are atrocious. I mean, it'll take forever for the world to load in. Even doing the benchmarking tool takes forever. So let's just go ahead and show you the settings I have for this game. As you can see, I have everything set up to the maximum setting. Video graphics is not much to see, but under graphics settings, you're going to see all the actual options. Everything's set to very high. The highest anti-aliasing method is temporal AA. There's also a few special features like enhanced God rays, just like Far Cry 4. So this is the benchmark tool that's included in the game, and as you can see, frame rates right now are sitting at about 50 FPS, and they will drop down a bit to 40s. CPU usage is down to 13, but spikes up to 50 occasionally. I'm not exactly sure if that's normal or not. GPU usage, on the other hand, is up to 98%, and only about 3 gigabytes of RAM are being used right now. GPU temperature looks normal. The VRAM used is only about half of what my video card actually has. But the frame rate is just really poor. You can see there's some rendering issues here. I'm not actually sure why it was skipping like that. When I was actually recording this, it was not skipping, but there was some severe texture pop-in that you could see at the end of that video there. So I think that had something to do with recording. But performance overall is not very good. We're getting an average of 53 FPS here with CPU usage at 36% and GPU at 98%. And there you can see my setup, in case any of you doubted my setup. But let's actually see what the game runs like in real time. So here, this is the very beginning of the beta. You start off with your squad. I'm playing in single player, and I have vertical sync enabled for this initial test. And as you can see, there's a major issue with triple buffering here. As soon as the frame rate drops below 60, it immediately dips all the way to 30 and locks at 30. This is something I've experienced before in games. I think Rise by Crytek had the same issue. One quick fix was to actually open Origin in the background. For some reason, this forces triple buffering to be enabled and works. Here I disabled vertical sync entirely, so I don't have to deal with that issue. And the frame rate actually is up to 60 now, but it will dip once we turn the camera around. Not sure what the alpaca is doing here, but okay. But frame rate seems to be a bit more manageable when the vertical sync is disabled. We're just getting some screen tearing on my monitor, but you will not see that in this footage. So yeah, that performance is a little bit better. It's more manageable. But then once you start actually driving around the world, this is when you start running into some major issues. Now, don't get me wrong, this game actually looks incredible. I think the graphics are fantastic. A lot of people are saying they don't look good, but I disagree. I think this looks beautiful. But performance is just ridiculous. This is unacceptable, especially considering their minimum and recommended settings. Here, let me show you exactly what their recommended configurations are for this game. So I got this from the Ubisoft Ghost Recon Wildlands website, and as you can see, the recommended video card is a GTX 970. The processor they recommend is an Intel Core i7-3770, and they require at least 8 gigabytes of RAM, or recommend it. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, a GTX 980 Ti, and an i7-6700K processor. I'm still getting bad performance. I mean, I even had to lower a few settings to try to get a 60 FPS stable. And this is after I lowered several settings just to get to sit at 60 for a couple seconds, but it still dips down to 50. So Ubisoft has got a lot of work in front of them. They need to fix this game. This is the biggest release, in my opinion, coming out this year in 2017, especially for Ubisoft. So I'm not sure what they were thinking. I honestly think this game needs a delay for PC. I'm sure the console version will be fine. It likely will be locked at 30 FPS. The graphics look great. I'm sure it's going to look great on the PS4 and the Xbox One. But currently the PC version has severe performance issues. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I wish I had better news to share with you. But be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned to my channel for more on Ghost Recon Wildlands.